Okay, right triangle trig is a way to determine the sides of a right triangle, or the angles of the right triangle that may be unknown. Before we can solve any problems, we have to understand what and how to determine what these sides or these angles are. So, for example, in this triangle, alpha is an angle that we're trying to determine. This side of the triangle is going to be considered the opposite side. The longest side of the triangle is always the hypotenuse. And then this side of the triangle here, with respect to alpha, is going to be the adjacent side of the triangle. So the trig function ratios that we're going to use are going to be sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. Sine, let me move this down. Sine of alpha is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. Cosine of the angle is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and tangent of alpha is going to be the opposite over adjacent. Now the cosecant, secant, and cotangent are just the reciprocal of sine, cosine, and tangent. So the cosecant is going to be hypotenuse over opposite. Secant is going to be hypotenuse over adjacent. And cotangent is adjacent over opposite. An easy way to remember this is SOHCAHTOA. All right, so for an example, a ladder leans against a brick wall. The foot of the ladder is 6 feet from the wall, and the ladder reaches 15 feet on the wall. find the angle the ladder makes with the wall. So to draw this out, we're going to draw the wall. A ladder leaning up against it. Here. So it says the foot of the ladder is 6 feet from the wall. So that means we have 6 feet here. The ladder reaches 15 feet on the wall. So that means we have, this is 15 feet here. And it wants us to find the angle the ladder makes with the wall. So it's going to be alpha there. So we know the adjacent and the opposite. So the best trig function to use here would be tangent. Tangent of alpha is going to equal the opposite over the adjacent the tangent of alpha equals 6 over 15, which comes out to be 0.4. In order to determine the angle in degrees, we actually take tangent in our calculator to the -1 of 0.4. And when we enter that into the calculator, it comes out to 22 degrees. So alpha equals 22 degrees.